welcome to episode 138 of Anime. That's I am TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is a review show that reviews anime from A to Z. Sort of.
Alright guys, last spin of the wheel, we got One Punch Man, which is apparently One Punch Man untranslated.
Technically we didn't. We got some other O1 that we couldn't find and it was bad quality. So
we just respun. But we genuinely respun. It's not like we picked something. Yeah. And we got One Punch Man! One Punch Man. I didn't actually read this beforehand. I just saw One Punch Man and had to go with it.
You're on a roll tonight.
The artist was created by One. I don't know who that is. I'm going to click on One real quick and see if we can actually get a name. I'm still reading. Yusuke Murata. But his pen name is One.
Yeah, pseudonym.
So what was interesting about One Punch Man is when he started writing it and drawing it, no one would pick it up for like Shonen Jump, all those, manga books that get released, whether it's weekly or monthly, no one would pick it up. So he starts releasing it online, and it eventually gets huge traction. People love it, so then everyone wants it, which is hilarious. Damn, I really didn't read through this. He wrote the original webcomic in early 2009. The anime came out in 2015, and then there was a second season in 2019. So I remember when we spun this when we were talking, I don't know if it was on air or not, but we talked about it after, at least. And I was like, I remember watching the first one, and the second season wasn't dubbed, so I didn't watch it. Apparently I watched half of it dubbed, because if I go on Hulu, I can see that I watched certain episodes. So certain things that I thought were part of the first season aren't.
Oh, okay.
Which we might talk about later if you don't want to be spoiled. So did you like it? I love it.
I liked it.
Yeah. Is this like the first anime with comedy that actually lands at least a little?
Yes. I was actually going into this expecting Cromartie High School.
Oh.
Because of parody, and stuff like that. So I didn't expect much out of it. Mm-hmm. But then it actually had a story, and it wasn't just a series of episodes.
Yeah, and it sort of is a series of episodes, but the episodes all coincide. Like, the overarching story is just that he doesn't have a challenge in life.
Yeah, there is that, but there's also, escalating monsters throughout the first season, and then the second season is all about...
Did you watch it?
I watched it.
Oh!
I had 2 weeks.
How have we done... I don't think either of us have ever done that with an anime.
Yes, we did.
Where we just chose to watch more of it. I don't think we have.
One Piece.
Oh, okay, well that's fair. But that's still only one out of 138?
Yeah,
so now 2 out of 138. That's crazy. I think that speaks volumes about whether it's good or not.
Well, I had an extra week because...
so did I.
So, because you decided you didn't want to do it in a week. And so, I was like... And it was decent quality, and so I watched it. And plus, all the OVAs were only like 12 minutes or something like that,
So I didn't finish the second season. I only watched half of it. So we can talk up to, like, King and his stuff. But, like, the ending, I don't know what happens, so please don't know.
Okay. Can I just say, though, it ends on a cliffhanger.
Season 2?
Yes.
Okay.
And it really doesn't finish up the threads in Season 2. And it really needs a Season 3, and I don't see it anywhere in sight.
Well, sure, but same thing with Season 1. So Season 1 came out in 2015. 4 years later, they made a Season 2. So
yeah, but I heard Season 2 also didn't do very well.
Probably, because they just waited too long.
Yeah.
But they could do a movie, they could do a TV special. There's a bunch of things they could do.
Yeah, because as it right now, it's very unsatisfactory where they left it.
Okay.
So, that's all I wanted to say. It really needs a Season 3.
Okay. So, premise?
Why am I doing the premise?
Because you enjoyed it. Anyway, premise. It's a world of it's a world of heroes and villains, people with powers. Not everyone has it. Most people don't. And the main character got fed up with life one day and said, I'm not going to let you guys do whatever you want. I'm going to be a hero. And so he had a little run-in with a crab. And how did the crab die? I forget. All his guts came out of his eye, right?
Yeah, he pulled out his eye.
Did he?
Yeah.
How did he pull it out? Because he didn't have powers yet.
Grabbed him by the eye and jumped over his shoulder, I think.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, like, he grabbed the crab's eye, then, like, jumped over his shoulder and pulled his eye out, and all his guts came out with it. But that's the day he started training. And how did he get his powers from training? What was his training regimen? He did, like, 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and, like, 4 miles a day.
It was a 10K run and 100.
Sure, but 10K is only a couple miles. It's not much.
I know, and 100 crunches.
There you go, 100 crunches as well. That's a big workout if you don't work out. Like, I can't do 100 push-ups.
No.
I can't run. I could probably run a couple miles, but I don't think I could do that every day. You know what I mean? So, like, that is a big workout. But for people that work out, I mean, that's kind of nothing.
They even mentioned that in the show. It's like,
yes,
that's just basic strength training. You did nothing.
But I love that they mention it in the show. So, like, he eventually tells his protege and the enemy he's fighting at the time what he's doing, and then his protege or whoever mentions it, it's like, that's not a whole lot.
Oh,
so I love that they recognize it.
He also didn't put the air conditioner on in the summer.
Right. So he had to deal with the extreme heat and the extreme cold.
Yeah, so...
And through that training, was it a whole year or was it 2 years? I can't remember. But after X amount of time, 3 years, he got so strong that he beats every enemy in a single punch.
Yes, he does. Which is super frustrating because they go like shonen style sometimes here with fights and stuff, and it's like.
And when he shows up, you know the fight's over.
Well, not even that. My thing is, where is One Punch Man? Just come in here and end it so we can get on to the next story.
Well, the reason is that's the whole plot is that he's lost his lust for fighting because it's not fun to fight anymore. It's not a fight. He punches them one time and they're dead.
Yeah, I know, but he usually shows up when he's needed. He does
eventually on his own time when he figures out.
He does his job, but it's just so frustrating that at certain points it's like. You guys are just wasting my time here because we know what's going to happen. Why are you showing me this stupid fight between two of these characters?
I understand why it might not be fun for some people to watch that. I love it because you know what's going to happen. It's like an inside joke with friends. It gets better over time.
But here's the thing. This show, the main character is a side character in his own show.
He kind of is.
He is. Like, maybe this is just me. I would follow him more. I wanted to see more of him, and
that's probably a good thing, right? Wanting more instead of having what you want and then you don't want it.
Found all the stuff they were focusing on not too interesting, though.
That's fair.
Like the Genos and stuff like that is.
I like Genos. I wish he wasn't a cyborg because it's not fun to watch a cyborg fight. It's not fun to watch a cyborg get stronger. It's just click button, upgrade. It's not. Shonen is you work hard and you get this power. You know what I mean?
But he's supposed to be this grade A hero, or I guess grade S in this instance.
Genos?
Yeah, he's super strong and stuff, and yet he's always the damsel in distress.
But that's all the S heroes.
Not really.
For the most part, that's all, except for the last fight. That's pretty much all other heroes. Is that they're really strong until they're not, which is pretty much all of them, and then One Punch Man saves the day.
Well, no.
Saitama.
There's some of them that are really like the old man. It can handle himself.
Sure, like I said, most of the S-Class ones can handle themselves until they can't. In the second season, it happens.
And I'm pretty sure that girl can kill anything too.
Maybe
she just doesn't do it.
But
it's like that's the problem with the show. There's a lot of times where we're focusing on a big threat and these minor villains are on. And okay, One Punch Man's there. Where is the girl with the telekinesis powers?
She's fighting someone else. Where
is this person?
They're fighting someone else, and maybe they're on vacation. Maybe they got a day off.
It's the same problem when you have like comic book crossovers. Someone's fighting here. Where's Superman?
It is the same thing, but I mean, if you're going to watch a hero world, you just kind of have to go with it.
But my problem is, normally you would go with it, but this is supposed to be a parody of all that. You know what I mean? And it still falls into the same trope.
Well, for sure. Well, same trope. I guess that one trope. But it kind of has to, otherwise the show doesn't work.
Well, honestly,
no show would work if they could all just show up at every incident.
And maybe this is just me, but I can follow him just doing nothing.
Especially with the scene with the mosquito, I love that. He kills every enemy in a single punch, and then the mosquito comes by and he can't get it.
Yeah, it's like I could just follow him just doing nothing, and then having all this stuff in the background, and then every once in a while he goes out.
And they do that. So even with the Fishman fight, he's just on the back of Bike Man.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is
you're just watching them look for people.
But the problem is they spend so much time on these other characters and developing all these other characters, but it's not that they're not interesting or even well written. They're just pointless because they're not going to save the day.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't call it pointless. It's characters and character development. Not everyone has to save the day.
No, but when you know the outcome of every
It's also kind of funny because everyone doubts him and his power. But he's dwarfs them in power.
Yeah, I know. And some, like I said, it's well written on a lot of aspects. It's just not. I think it's not focused enough. I think it's too wide. It needs to be narrowed.
That's fair. I can see that.
Like, the first season, it does do a good job of escalating threats to a point where, he does have to do everything. I don't even mind that he doesn't really have a challenge, Mm-hmm. That's not...
He does get it eventually. Sort of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Because, I think the more interesting stuff is him trying to cope with, his boredom and, rising up in the ranks of this organization and
hero organization. It's 3 years old.
Dealing with the political situations of that. I found all that interesting. It's just, I don't think he's in his own show enough.
That's okay. I get it.
And, I mean, like I said...
But I think with a character like that, less is more. Because if he's on screen all the time fighting people, it's not fun anymore.
Well,
you have to build up the funny situations.
I don't think he needs to be on screen fighting people. I just think he needed to be on screen.
But would it still be funny? You know what I mean?
I'm not going to lie.
That could be a little boring.
I didn't laugh out loud a whole lot.
I did a little bit, but I still found enjoyment because it's like ironic, funny situations. It's not necessarily like a punchline that's going to make you gut laugh. You know what I mean?
But like, I wasn't even like the humor was not what was striking with me in this. I did not care about the humor. Like the OVAs that we watch are all humor, and I found them terribly boring. So it was the situations, the stories that were being told within the actual story and within the anime that I found more interesting than the actual focus on the parody stuff on stuff. Honestly, I think if you take this show could be just as good without all the comedy and just focus on a commentary on superheroes in general.
Okay, I mean, I like the comedy. I like that they're flipping things on the head.
No, you can still do that, but it feels like they go out of their way to do that with a 20-minute fight with 3 characters that we don't care about.
I hear you. I like it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people like it, and that's why it got so popular. But it's just, I have my problems with it. But I did like it. I watched it all that was there, but
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Not a 10, obviously, but I enjoyed it. It's fun. At the end of King, did you notice? Well, I guess you saw the second season, so I can't really ask it the way I was going to ask. But like the whole heartbeat and everything.
What
King.
about it?
So like at the very end, the second to last episode, the aliens are attacking. Saitama's on the mothership, and there's this weird alien attacking the people and everything. And all the S-class heroes come out of the Rebel, and they're like, all right, what do? We can't get up there. Which is so funny. They can't get up to the mothership. You're S-class heroes. Why can't you get up there? And then King shows up for a moment, and you hear thumping.
Yeah, it's his heart.
But you don't know that yet. Is what I really like. In the first season, you don't know anything about King. You hear the thumping. You see King. They say he's probably the strongest man on the face of the earth. And then they ask him, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, we really can't do anything. None of our powers work for this. And then he just goes away, and he's gone until second season. You don't see him again.
You know what's
and I love that.
You know what's funny about King? He's what people think Saitama is.
Yes.
That's exactly what he is. He's that character that just happened to be there taking credit for other people's stuff.
Or people will hear, even sometimes it is his own credit, like to him, because they'll hear the thumping of his heart, and because of his prestige, that if you hear the thumping, then no one else knows it's his heartbeat. You hear thumping. Then you're probably not going to live, so you have to run away. So sometimes in the second season, you'll see, like, I think in the very beginning, you'll see someone just run away because they hear the thumping. Well, that's him. He did that.
How far did you get into the second season?
About halfway, but I watched it a year or two ago, so I don't remember much. I just remember the King stuff.
Did you get to what Saitama's storyline in this was?
No.
So, okay. You don't know about the tournament?
No, don't tell me.
I'm not.
I want to watch it. I love tournaments. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's a tournament arc. You should watch it.
How do you have a shonen without a tournament arc? You gotta have a tournament arc in every shonen.
But yeah.
All right. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's probably an 8 for me. It could have been a little bit better. If I laughed more, it would be higher because it is a comedy. And like I said, the comedy in this was more irony. It's more like, oh, this is funny.
This is a 7.
Yeah. Are we grading things against the previous anime in the category? Because I feel like there's 5 of them now. That's just so many.
Yes, we've been doing it every
All right, go
one.
ahead. We're going to do it next time for the next wheel. Like the next great alphabet.
Well, I don't know, because we're doing things a little bit differently with that one. We'll discuss that when we get there.
What else do we have for O?
Over on high school.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah, the boys. One Piece.
One Piece, that's pretty high.
Yeah, Orange.
Okay, I remember Orange. Girls. Oh, the memory time travel thing?
Kind of, yeah, with the suicide and stuff. And Maidens of Their Savage Season. That was the girl and Slice of Life one about their sexuality and stuff.
Oh, Christ, that was weird.
We really liked that one.
Yeah, it was so weird. I'm saying One Punch Man only because of the length of it. It's shorter. One Piece is so long you really can't rewatch it. One Piece, I guess Maiden, and then the other two, I don't know. Can't even remember what they were.
Orange,
then.
Or in high school.
Yes. That one's last.
I mean, we've gotten pretty good animes, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even Orange was a pretty good slice of life for what it was. Mm-hmm. And we really liked those meetings, but it was a weird subject matter.
Yeah.
With them being,
young and awakening their sexual desires.
Yeah. Weird. But, it is what it is.
Alright. We're spinning for category P. I hope we get Parasite the Maxim, but who the fuck knows? There's a lot of P. How crazy would it be if we got Paradise Kiss? God damn it. I don't know if that's good or bad. I have no idea.
Paradise Kiss.
Let's go. Oh, gonna be bad. The art looks older. Drama, romance is the tags. And episodes 12. Oh, it's not terrible.
It's not too long.
I'm not gonna complain about the episode.
No, the tags are drama and romance, which is not great, but it's not terrible either. It doesn't say harem.
There's very few romances I'm interested in.
It doesn't say harem.
I think she's gonna be the pink curl girl's gonna be the main character. I guess we'll find out. Plot summary. Yukari is a typical high school student who listens to her...
Can we just get an anime that doesn't have a typical high school student in it?
and attends school every day. As she starts to question her way of life, she encounters a group of fashion design students, who has a clothing label known as Paradise Kiss. The group needs to find a model to showcase their designs in an upcoming fashion show and decides to pick Yukari instead. I mean, all of them look like you could just pick all of those. Look at all those characters. You can pick any of them. You don't need that person.
I'm getting a Yuri on Ice kind of feel from it now that you're reading it.
Initially, Yukari is reluctant to be associated with a seemingly eccentric group, but eventually she realizes that they are really nice people. Furthermore, their passion and enthusiasm to follow their ideals and dreams make Yukari realize... Well, I couldn't tell which line was next. Realize that she has not been enjoying her life, and this motivated her to pursue her dreams. Wow, I feel like a 4-year-old reading. Alright, Paradise Kiss, guys.
Apparently.
Bye.
Bye.